First off, let's understand the challenges of a voice application. This is a real-time application, right? So these voice applications, or VoIP, are what we experience over wireless LAN. Is going to be important to understand the characteristics of coverage area, quality of service, and RF interference. First off, coverage is extremely important in a VoIP topology. We want to make sure that we have adequate coverage for our mobile clients to move around in our environment without being dropped. We have to make sure that at the very least, we're expecting our clients to have the same quality as a cell phone, the best quality of a landline. You know what I mean? We don't want them constantly dropping. They have to feel like it's the same level of service as a cell phone in their environment. Okay, that's what we're really striving for. So we would see some coverage in here overlap. I know these clouds are different, but we would see some overlap in our coverage area. We would also see some quality of service to help us get rid of our latency. Latency is a real bad killer of our voice applications. Jitter is also extremely bad. This could, if you have high jitter, it can result in clicks, silences, or even drops in voice. We don't want that. And then we got to be careful with loss as well. Loss is the comparative measure of the packets we send versus the packets that's actually received on the other side. So we want to make sure that that's a high percentage, because dropped packets means we're dropping information or pieces of the phone call. So we have to be aware of these things. Latency is the time it takes to go from here to here to our endpoint. And that can be a real issue because we don't want a lot of delay in our phone calls. If there's a 3-second delay in our phone calls, it makes for an awkward conversation if any of you have done that before. You ask a question like, is it sunny over there? 1, 2. Yes, it's sunny over here. And they talk, and then they have a pause. You think they stopped, and then you start talking. 3-second delay, you're both talking over each other. It's just really awkward. We want to get those out of our wireless LAN environment if we are using applications over our wireless LAN that are voice applications. Again, latency, jitter, and loss, 3 things that will kill our VoIP applications. One thing also to be aware of is the RF interference. If I have a microwave, microwave is one of my favorite examples because I've seen this in the real world several times. If I have a microwave that is leaking microwave radiation, remember, what's the signal? We have small signals coming out of our APs, don't we? We have very small signals coming out of there. Our microwave is around 1,000 watts. Even if I have a small leak, that is much larger than the signals generated by my AP. So if we have a small leak, we could lose wireless in the kitchen area or the galley, if depending on where you are. The galley, depending on where you are. And that can cause major issues. And it could be completely annoying and tough to troubleshoot because it only happens when the microwave's turned on. So microwave turns on, everybody in the galley loses connectivity. That's a big deal. We have to make sure our RF interferences are adequately discovered prior to any type of deployment. Now let's talk for a moment about video applications over our wireless LAN. If we're going to be supporting video applications over our wireless LAN, like video conferencing, live streaming, HD video conferencing, it is important to understand the characteristics of data throughput, packet loss, and packet errors. Data throughput, it has grown vastly. It's just increased so much in the past 10 years that it's ridiculous. Compared to what we used to do to what we have to do now, it is an incredible change in the demands placed on our wireless network. So understand that video conferencing now, we increase throughputs. We got to get as fast as we can if you are doing video conferencing, live streaming, or HD video capture conferencing. Huge deal. Also, packet loss is a big deal. Because of the way things work, in wireless. We have signal loss, we have collisions, we have data rate searching, all of which will cause packet loss in our environment. That's trouble, because we may have to resend that, and resending that, we're going to get into trouble in our live type of environments with no buffers and things like that, like video conferencing. We're going to get those jerky situations where people are like, and then their mouths are going to move. Those are the weird situations that could come up. Very, very bad overall for the quality of our video. So make sure you're aware of that. One of the things to note is wireless is half duplex, right? And we'll talk about this again. And because wireless is half duplex, we can only send or receive. We can't send and receive at the same time. It's not like a wired network. We can only send or receive. We can't do both at the same time. If we attempt to send and receive at the same time, we have what's called a collision, and then a back off timer, and then we have to resend again. So this is something that used to be in our wired networks, but no more. We only see half duplex in our wireless environments. This is why our speeds are not the same as our wired environments. And just because we're wireless, we're going to lose more packets than a wired network by far. One of the things to note in packet errors, when we have packet errors, our wireless LAN network is not going to resend those multicast packets. Multicast packets for live streaming, for video conferencing, those are not going to be resent. We rely on upper layer protocols in wireless to let us know when there's packet errors. So this can be a bigger issue. If I have a lot of packet errors in my wireless LAN environment, that's going to be a huge impact on any of my applications that use video. Our video applications such as video conferencing, live streaming, and HD video conferencing.